My body does not care about aesthetics. My body cares about supports. Because for neurodivergent brains, full routines can backfire because when the routine breaks, we collapse. Sustainability comes from designing around your nervous system. Oh, if soft life content on the internet has ever made you feel behind, this episode is for you. If you've watched someone sip matcha in a silent house in a robe with their hair up, with no crumbs, no crying, and not even like an overlay of music and there's a voiceover, like no sticky hands, while your reality is a loud house, a messy floor, a nervous system doing parkour, welcome. And if you've ever tried to gentle parent while you're dysregulated too, and I'm not knocking gentle parenting, like you're just trying to whisper wisdom while your body is screaming, welcome. Because today we're redefining soft life in a way that actually fits a neurodivergent mom life. Not aesthetic soft, not performance soft, not pretend you're calm soft, supported soft, nervous system respect soft. By the end of this episode, you'll have a definition of soft life that fits a loud house. And you'll have a menu of tiny luxuries that actually help. Things you can do on a random Tuesday without needing a new personality. Okay, let's talk about the lie first. You're listening to Grounded and in Full Color, a neurodivergent mom studio about soft life, overstimulation, and building a life that fits your brain. I'm Princess Ebony, a level 1 autistic stay-at-home mom of 3 in Houston, digital content creator, and your big sister on the internet. Around here, we do story time, tiny systems, and a real-life nervous system support for moms with big brains and loud houses. All right, let's take a deep breath. And let's begin. So let's just say it plainly. A lot of soft life content online is pretty, but it's also incomplete because most of it treats softness like an aesthetic. Soft life becomes expensive candles, quiet mornings, long, luxurious baths, perfect skin, minimalist homes, a clean routine that runs like an Apple commercial. And to be clear, I love beauty. Again, I love romance, or at least I'm working on it. You know, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's a whole thing. Maybe I should do something about that with my husband. Like, share. Like, I'm not trying to see how, things are going around. And to be clear, I love beauty. I love romance. I love a vibe. But here's the problem. When soft life is framed as a vibe, you have to perform. Neurodivergent moms tend to interpret it as another way we're failing because our lives don't look like that. Our nervous systems don't operate like that. Our homes don't stay like that. And then soft life becomes another comparison trap. You watch someone soft life it up and your brain goes, why can't I do that? Why does it feel impossible for me? Why is my house always loud? Why do I feel like I'm always one sound away from snapping? And suddenly you're not inspired, you're ashamed. You're not soothed, you're activated. And the worst part is, you might start thinking the goal is to become a different type of person. Like the solution is to force yourself into a calm you don't actually have, instead of building support for the nervous system you actually live in. Now, I had to learn this the hard way. Because at different points, I tried to soft life it up the aesthetic way. Like, okay, I'm going to set up this perfect routine. I'm going to be the calm mom. I'm going to be the serene, classy woman. And then real life happened. A baby cried. My husband needed something. A toddler dumped something accidentally when they were just trying to help, or maybe just didn't understand, or maybe they were just being a toddler, or a child needed me while I was the thought, including my own inner child. Or my husband's. And I realized something that changed my whole approach. My body does not care about aesthetics. My body cares about supports. And my nervous system does not respond to aesthetic calm. It responds to less sensory overload, less decision fatigue, more permission, more recovery, more repair, fewer unrealistic expectations. So the lie of Instagram's soft life is this: that softness means quiet, pretty, controlled, and effortless. But for us, especially neurodivergent moms, soft life is not effortless. It's intentional, heavily. It's built. It's designed. Ooh, I love that word, design. And it looks different in a loud house. So if you've ever been feeling the soft life isn't available to you because your reality is messy, I want you to exhale. Soft life is available to you. We just have to define it correctly. Okay, here's my definition. Ready? Soft life equals nervous system respect. Not quiet, not perfect, not pretty, not expensive. Although sometimes, I would like it to be. I'm working on it. And it's not, I never get overwhelmed. Soft life is when you stop treating your body like a machine and start treating it like a living animal with needs. Again, mama bear, anyone? Mama tiger, mama bird. Soft life is when you build a day that reduces unnecessary friction. Soft life is when you stop betraying in the name of productivity, performance, SEO optimization, or proving you're a good mom. And I think the reason this matters so much for neurodivergent moms is because we tend to live with higher sensory sensitivities, faster overwhelm, just shorter fuses in that way, time blindness or executive dysfunction for many of us, and a deep history of masking, camouflaging, pretending we're fine while our body is screaming. So, soft life is literally the practice of building a life that doesn't require constant masking or camouflaging, like I just said. Now, I run this definition through 3 buckets because it helps me stay grounded. The first is environment softness. Honestly, it's the most important to me. Really important. Because this is sensory, sound, light, the clutter, textures. Man, this hit me really hard growing up when I was a bitty thing. Did not understand it, didn't have a language put in there, but we're getting it now. It's also the smells and visual noise. Not because you're dramatic or too much or picky or particular, because your nervous system is receiving data. Like Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook have nothing on how much data my brain is constantly receiving. Like nothing. Secondly, systems softness. This is executive function. Fewer decisions, less friction, more rhythm, less resilience on motivation. But hey, I will listen to a good Les Brown speech any day. And it's not a perfect routine. It's a rhythm that your body can maintain. Hashtag sustainability here. And third, relational softness. This is relationships. So repair, boundaries, co-regulation, gentle body doubling, honest communication. Because gentle parenting and gentle partnerships aren't about never messing up. They're gentle-ish. They're about what you do next. And I want to say this clearly because it's important. Gentle does not mean you are never dysregulated. Gentle means you come back. Gentle means you repair. And gentle means you take responsibility without drowning in shame. Also, quick note, I'm sharing lived experience. This isn't medical advice. I'm not diagnosing anyone here. I'm just giving language, tools, and truth from inside real life. Okay, now I want to show you what this looks like on a random Tuesday. We love that day. Because the thing about concept is they're cute until the louse is howled. Until the house is loud. So let's make it real. All right, imagine it's Tuesday. Not a fresh start Monday, not a romantic weekend, just Tuesday. Okay, soft life in the morning for me starts before I even do anything. It starts with the question, how can I reduce the sensory shock of entering the day? Morning softness, where the baseline matters. So, morning softness might look like turning on fewer lights or turning on the softest ones first. I have those color changing lights in our bathroom since we're more likely to get up and use the bathroom in the middle of the night. I haven't quite all the way replaced all the lights in our house with these light bulbs, but I get them because it's the lowest barrier of entry into those red lights, which your body doesn't react to the same way as if it's blue lights. So yeah, I turn on those, or just keep those on all night. Opening the blinds slowly instead of blasting my eyes with brightness. This I do throughout the morning, just slowly turning that little twisty stick thingy that opens up the blinds in hours, or it's not playing noise immediately. And this also doubles for me as not speaking. My apologies, my husband takes this personally, but I do not like speaking in the morning. It's just noise coming out of my own mouth. Even if you're saying I love you, I'm just like, no. And no TV as background, especially if you're already on edge, honey. It can also look like in the morning drinking water before my brain turns to run on fumes, and protein early. I'm a big advocate for high protein, early protein, because hunger plus noise is a villain combo. The how do I say this? The less carb input in the morning, the better. So actually it's protein and fat. Healthy fat, obviously healthy fat. Get some like turkey bacon and avocado. There you go. That wrapped in a collard green leaf. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Ooh. And I want to be honest, because sometimes morning softness is just choosing not to bully yourself, not to bully myself. Like, if you don't have a perfect morning, that does not mean the day is ruined. And I mean, I try to have a 2-hour power hour, vibration plate, electrical stimulation, my like body flow from like the joints in my neck all the way down to the joints in my ankles, all twisted out, Kegel exercises, doing some prayer or meditation or something, getting some sun gazing in, getting a walk. Like, if it's not perfect, I have a tendency to shut down. But having a perfect morning, that doesn't mean that the day, is suddenly perfect, and vice versa. If I don't have a perfect morning, that my day is ruined. It just means we're human. Now, midday softness is where a lot of moms get dropped because we try to build a full routine. Like, we need to be thinking in terms of anchors over and greater than routines. Because for neurodivergent brains, full routines can backfire because when the routine breaks, we collapse. So, again, I prefer anchors. 2 anchors, not 10. For example, 1 anchor around meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, inside the house and out, and 1 anchor around rest and reset. Nap time, bedtime. Maybe I'll throw in bath time too, because that feels like a reset too. Let the water wash it all away. And midday softness might look like, okay, after lunch, we always do quiet time. Actually, we always do nap time before lunchtime. I don't like to build the habit of sleeping as soon as you eat. I mean, we get enough of that around the holiday times, am I right? And even if it's quiet time, it doesn't mean it's not necessarily loud. It's just a little bit more. The decibels are lessened, and we like to do quiet times in between dinner, around bath time, definitely before bedtime. I mentioned in an earlier episode already that it's not always in the same order, but it is something that is just low stimulation for everyone. And here's one of my favorite soft life hacks in a loud house: a catch-all basket. I use one of those big old laundry baskets behind our bedroom door, so I know it's there, but the visual clutter makes that memory less important of a thing to like deal with. It's not organizing, it's not necessarily cleaning. It's just one basket where we throw visual clutter that's screaming at me particularly. Because sometimes my nervous system doesn't need the house clean, it needs the house less visually loud. So I make it less loud. And if you've ever felt guilty for not having a Pinterest-worthy home, that is an aspiration of mine one day, I do give you full permission to stop trying to live inside a catalog, honey. Life inside a house that supports you is where we should be living. Now, dinner hour softness. Honestly, it's the witching hour. This is where soft life gets real. We're in survival mode because dinner time is not just dinner. It's hunger, it's fatigue, it's noise, it's more touch, it's decisions. So my soft life rules during dinner hour are simple. Decision diet. If it takes more than 10 minutes of thinking, it's no. And I can go ahead and link in the show notes the breakfast and lunch/dinner menu I came up with that I mnemonically memorize, and something that I don't even have to put down in my grocery shopping list because I've made it in such a way that I easily remember it and makes it fun for me to make and the children to eat. And two options. Easiest thing, second easiest thing. And 3, fewer steps equals softer nervous system. Even if the internet would call it lazy. But honestly, I would call it like pizza as an acceptable dinner thing lazy for me. Only because I had to live with and contend with my husband. Like, it's not like, a protein fat, like a vegetable. Like that, it just doesn't work, pizza. But for some women, it works, honey. You have made it work. You have made it work for you. But I have not yet made it work for me. And some days I do be testing this out. I be pushing that boundary. And I say this with my whole chest. Dinner is not a moral test. I have already shown that. If pizza's good for you, oh honey, pizza good is good for you. But it's about feeding your family with love, even if it is simple. Oh, and don't forget that good conversation you be having across the dinner table, even if it is with a 4-year-old or a 34-year-old. Even if it's repetitive. Even if you have used paper plates. Like I remember, again, growing up with styrofoam plates. But those are permitted alongside paper plates. Frozen vegetables are permitted. Same dinner, again, is permitted. The goal is feed people with the least nervous system cost. Because you can't build a soft life if your nervous system is paying for dinner with rage. Emotional softness. Okay, now let's talk about this emotional softness, because this is where gentle gets misunderstood. A soft life is not a life where you never lose it. A soft life is a life where you have an exit ramp. And if you did snap, a soft life is repair without shame. So here are some soft life repair scripts that you can use. Now for the children. Okay, mommy got too loud. That wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm still learning how to calm myself down when I get frustrated. I apologize. Now, to yourself, mama. I'm not evil. I'm not bad. I'm not a Disney level villainous character. I'm just overloaded. And I'm still learning. Because shame doesn't teach you regulation. It teaches you hiding. And we're not doing hiding anymore. Now, here's the part that people don't talk about enough. Tiny luxuries that actually help. That are not frivolous for neurodivergent moms. They're often sensory regulation. Sometimes a tiny luxury is a smell that grounds you. I really like black tea and grapefruit. And a texture that calms you. Running my hands through my hair after I've just shampooed and conditioned it. Oh, that's lovely. And a color that gives your brain a safe signal. The only one I can think of is periwinkle. And a ritual that tells your nervous system we're okay. And not a 2-hour bath. A 90-second ritual. Like washing your hands slowly with a scent you love. What is it? Cucumber melon is like the OG. Putting on one product that makes you feel like a person. #indulgent lotion. And using something beautiful that reminds you you're not just a machine. I may produce babies, produce milk, but because softness is not always big. Sometimes softness is small and consistent. And speaking of tiny luxuries that genuinely help me regulate, quick pause here. Because sometimes self-care is not a bath. Sometimes it's just doing one small thing, again, that reminds you you're a person again. Oh, I love that dialogue in the show Psych between the main character and his dad, Sean and his dad, where they talk about, how to approach women in relationships. Treat her like a person, then treat her like a princess, then a goddess, and then a woman again, or a person again. But you get what I'm talking about. So, my go-to that makes me feel just like that is from Earth Harbor, and it's called AURORA. And I'm not exaggerating. The scent is something that I've honestly never smelled before. and in an intriguing way, like fresh greens, but also kind of otherworldly, and the color is beautiful. It's one of those tiny luxuries that makes my nervous system feel like, okay, we're still here. And I'm not even gonna lie, Aurora also shares the same name as my spiritual mother, so it feels like a little energetic hug every time I use it, and my face feels so supple. If you want to try it, I'll link it in the show notes. Quick transparency, some links are affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. All right, back to redefining gentle. Okay, now let's talk about the word gentle, because this word has been aestheticified too. A lot of gentle parenting content sounds like perfect calm, perfect scripts, perfect regulation, never raising your voice, always having the right response. And listen, those scripts can be helpful. They oftentimes are. But for neurodivergent moms, the missing piece is this. Gentle is not the absence of dysregulation. Gentle is what you do next. Gentle is recognizing your limits, taking an exit ramp, reducing input, repairing, and building systems that prevent you from living on the edge. So I'm going to give you 3 scripts that have saved me at one point or another. Not because they make me perfect, but because they make me real and responsible. Okay, script 1 is about prevention before you snap. This is the script for when you feel the cliff approaching. My body is getting overwhelmed, so I'm going to take a minute so I can intentionally be kind here. Now, this teaches your kids emotions are real. Regulation is a skill. It's a muscle. And that you don't have to pretend. And it teaches you that I can intervene early and I don't have to wait until I explode. Script 2. In the moment when you're on the edge. This is the we're reducing input script. Okay, pause. Okay, hold on. Quiet mouths now. Mommy's ears needs soft right now. Now, you can make it playful if your kids respond well. Quiet mouth challenge. Ready, set, go. Or let's do whisper voices. Or keep it straightforward. I just need a minute right now, okay? I need it quiet. The point is you're regulating the environment, not controlling your kids out of rage. In script 3, repair for after. This is the script for after it has already happened. Okay, I got too loud. It wasn't your fault and you didn't do anything wrong. I apologize. I am just learning how to not be frustrated. Then you model the next step. A breath, a glass of water, a softer tone, a reset. And my favorite thing to do is to put on music without feeling like I'm being judged or I have to dance a certain way. Because when I do that and my children see me, they often join in and then we're laughing and giggling because my inner child is resonating with them, who they are in their fullness, in the fullness of their childhood. And it's just great because your kids don't need a perfect mom. They just need you. And they need a mom who comes back. And I want you to hear this, especially if you're carrying shame. Repair is not proof you're failing. Repair is proof that you're parenting consciously in real life. It's gentle-ish parenting. Okay, now, if your brain is going, this sounds good, but how do I make it sustainable? Here's the answer. Sustainability comes from designing around your nervous system, not trying to out-discipline it. A soft life is built through fewer decisions, fewer inputs, more permission, consistent tiny resets, and a lot of repair without shame. That's the real flex. Not a perfectly clean house, not a perfectly calm voice, a supported nervous system in a loud house. That is the soft life. Okay, before you go, if this episode gave you permission to stop performing soft life and start building a supported one, follow Grounded and in full color so you don't miss what's next. And if you know a mom who needs this, who is tired of being told to just be gentle while she's drowning, send this episode to her. And if you're listening thinking, I don't need a perfect routine, but I do need support in real time, I offer a 1-week voice note support container and reflection sanctuary. It's 7 days of voice notes, WhatsApp, Telegram, Messenger, Instagram, whatever floats your boat, where you share what's real and I reflect, validate, name patterns, and help you find your next tiny win. The link is in the show notes. And if you want ongoing proximity, exclusive content, and a cozy place to stay connected, my crowdfunded membership, the Globora Club, is open $17 a month, and during launch, there's a special bonus inside for you, also linked in the show notes. Drink some water, relax, soften, and smooth out your face. Drop your shoulders. And remember, mama, you're not broken. Soft life is support, not perfection. I'll talk to you in the next episode.